Welcome to the final step of starting your fiction novel. Today we will be going over world building. Whether you're writing a fantasy, sci-fi, historical, or even a modern-day fiction novel, you need to consider the world surrounding your characters. While creating your plot, you probably know the basics of the setting because it often affects the story and changes the mood. For instance, if we go back to our example of Cinderella, it takes on a new look if the story is set in the future versus the standard approach to the tale or even the modern ones. When writing about fantasy or a sci-fi world building is a must-do. Unlike historical and modern day, you are responsible for the history and laws of this world or universe. What types of creatures/races exist? What are the names of the kingdoms or planets? What government system do they have? One suggestion to make things easier is creating a map and marking key locations your characters travel to. Then for creatures and races, you can make a list that includes the group's name, appearance, and abilities. As for the government, you can go as detailed as you want down to the state of the economy and what currency they use. There is an endless number of details and history you can create for your world, so have fun with it, and don't be afraid to look at others' work to gain inspiration. Looking back at world building for those writing in realistic fiction, there are still things to remember before you start writing. First, researching your time period is a good idea. If it is modern day, great, you have an advantage because you're living in the same world as your characters. However, even with the world built for you, make sure you either leave the exact date and setting ambiguous, or you fully commit to a set place and time. If you inform the readers that your characters are living in the year 2020 and are located in California, that automatically places pressure on you to write California scenery accurately and include world events such as COVID-19. Unless, of course, you admit that the character's universe is different from ours, similar to what they do in Marvel. But if you leave the dates unstated and make the setting as generic as possible, you don't have to worry so much about major world events. Another reason authors tend to do this is that it allows the reader to imagine the events happening in their own hometown. There will still be indicators of where your characters are roughly located because not every town has a beach or experiences tornadoes. In summary, consider the time period, location, creatures/races, and government to build your world. I hope you have found these videos helpful so you can successfully start your novel. If you have any tips to share, please comment below. As always, thanks for watching.